What up, what up, what up, what up? Funny, I'm trying to sound like a Gen Z, but I'm not. Okay, welcome to another exciting episode. I mean, it's the first episode of Stay Relevant podcast. This show promises to be exciting, fun, and we are going to have an interaction between my panelists and the audience outside. But guess what? Today's topic is going to be very interesting. I guess you know why I'm wearing pink. We are still in the month of October, and it's the breast cancer month. So today I have some beautiful and handsome panelists here to help me digest the reasons or the pros and the cons, the myth and everything associated with breast cancer. Here in Cabrofo, don't worry, hold on. In fact, let me know the kind of comment, the kind of language you want to hear in my comments. So to get started, Mami Fre, the honorable, the chairman, the Odogu of the house. Why? In fact, I think on our previous post on our social media, we said, guess who Kweku Ninja is? Today I'm bringing Kweku Ninja here into my studios. So without wasting much time, let's invite our one and only, the CEO, the Kweku Ninja, the boss, the Odogu, the BBAB. Yay! Wide in the building! Yeah, not forgetting, woman Shikbilikbi. The woman within men, the Odogu of all communicators. So someone who is going to help us with the French, the English. In fact, today you have to get your books because she's going to be spelling out some big English. As for me, I'm here to give you the Akan proverbs, you know. So without wasting much time, let's invite Madame Cla. Okay, let's get started. You're welcome.
Thank
Mr.
you.
and Mrs. This is all a fresh Mr. Until let me address him. Mr. Kweku Ninja, please, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Pala.
Where you are the NFA, don't mind him, but I'll tell you the meaning of Pala. And also we have a honorable communication specialist. In fact, I'm ready. I saw the book to in China because she's coming to give us the back-to-back English. Today, your dictionary in your best start every higher. Miss Cla. In fact, Mrs. Cla, you are welcome to my studios.
Thank you very much. These accolades, they mean to me.
Oh, they're
going to make them over-expect from me.
Oh, men Katrina, and they won't have my brother bars in all the bars. Okay, so before we get started, what do you know about breast cancer?
Edu October there, we say real men wear pink because then, like you said, everybody is looking for pink to show their support. But seriously, we've always treated this thing as, it's one of those things. October, we are talking about pink. We are talking about breasts. But then if you are not close to it, then you don't really know how serious it is. In fact, for some of us, me am an adventure junkie into climbing, riding, everything. And you think, sir, maybe because of all the activities and all the sports, the fun stuff you do, it's not close to you. It's not something that can get close to you. But you realize that it's closer than you think. And I've had a couple of friends and a couple of people who are always, making fun of it until it happened to my mother-in-law. And then I realized, no, this thing is closer than we think.
Yeah, being a pound. And you're better some. Okay, YD, tell us, what do you actually know? What are you being made? And then we share pink. But pink be boha, so
I'm rapping.
I know, right? Okay, tell us.
Breast cancer. Those times we used to hear that, for ladies, especially, this thing where tapoli. They say if ladies, they don't use this tapoli on your chest, you are going to be a victim. And that is where it came from. So for me, you watch online and you see that said breast cancer, someone has lost one or both. So for me, mostly I thought, or the thinking was, if you see a lady with maybe one breast and one
empty spot.
Yeah, that lady has breast cancer until really recently. And I was shocked because until the person told me, I was like, then where is the breast cancer? Because everything is there, but She says, I mean, she's
a
a
survivor.
survivor. So, I mean, that was it for me. That was it for me.
Exactly. I think the Tapoli issue also takes me back to me but way back. I heard if you are growing up as a lady and you are developing your breasts, it's the Tapoli that makes it work. So I think my mother forgot to use the Tapoli on mine because I should have been having big breasts by now. But that was just by the way. I think this year's theme, let's not forget, is no one faces breast cancer alone, of course. That's why we are having this interaction. So if you are online, you suffer from breast cancer, you have someone close to you, maybe this is the time to tell the person to listen in because we are all here to help you face it. You are not alone. We all there for each other. So now, let's delve much into what we want our people to know and understand about breast cancer. Okay, so let me start with a quick game. So before before we called them to come in, we knew they were people with so much knowledge and intelligence. Yen test your mukakra. Omuti on the facho why. Oman shada am preparing. So in my questions, I think I've segmented them into two. There's one easy one and there's one very hard one. It's mema will be bako. Don't worry, at the end I'll give you a gift. A pink gift. Okay, so let me start with ladies first. So Mrs. Clark, and a woman chic bilipi for short, and a scorpion. In fact, nicknames they're Dawson. So let me give you the myth. So wearing a tight bra can cause breast cancer. Is it a fact, or you think it's not a fact?
Well, I've heard that a lot. That sometimes when you wear a lot of tight, really tight bras, then you're exposing yourself to all the cancerous stuff. And in fact, they say all the silicone stuff, the ones with. So I think maybe it's a fact. I think it is.
Okay, we'll see if it's a fact or not. We'll see. Okay, let me ask YD or Kweku Ninja. They say you can tell if you have breast cancer just by how your breasts feel. Is it true?
Just by how it feels. I think you may need
In the first
further-
place, Kura, when they say just by how you feel, a patch setting. I know you're a guy, but Mrs. Wufie and all that until you understand. It's I don't even know when they say just by how it feels. What's that supposed to mean? Maybe someone doesn't really understand.
feel. Is it that there will be a rash on it
Ah.
or what?
Maybe you might want to come in to help since you're a lady. Me, I'm throwing the questions to you. So
Honestly, I feel like it's very difficult to tell. I think we were discussing earlier about, especially say if you are endowed, if you have a lot of body fats, I think it will be something that will be quite difficult to check. Because on a regular day, yes, I think we all have lumps in our breast, regular lumps. But how do you tell if what you're feeling is the actual thing
Regular
or irregular? Yes, because you check, you do the checks and everything. And if you are, you have a bit of body fat, how do you know that what you're feeling is not just maybe fat, but
okay, I think I side with you. And even with the bras you spoke about, it's not really true. In fact, it's not true because you can't just say just by wearing a particular bra or just by putting on some
Does it
silicone.
also mean that those who don't wear bra, I mean,
they stand a better
they are
chance?
less susceptible or they stand
Breast
better-
cancer never foul. I think that's how it is. I think let's understand it to that part where let's take away hereditary and all that. You wouldn't. In fact, those who get it, I'm sure 1/3 or maybe a quarter of those who get it will always say, "It's not in my family. I don't even know how I got it." So you can't actually say that Bob brow, you don't get it. The Gen Zs especially, so you can't say that, okay, because we are generation, we don't wear brazier, so we don't stand a chance of getting ever foul. I think at this point, it is God and your faith.
I think
Because
I heard something that scared me. I heard once you're a woman, you have a high chance of breast cancer. Whether it's automatic. So
What about the part where they said, I mean, if you have a partner I mean, you should allow your partner, that's for ladies,
Okay.
to play with it.
I think
to
that's
reduce
thereby.
your chance of, I mean, getting breast cancer.
That's it. I think maybe it will rather help them detect it for you, because even though you have those breasts,
But-
you don't touch them yourselves.
But
It's
wait,
very funny how
if they are playing with it, they play with it as a
Searching
medical
they
practitioner
know
or-
how they touch it, right? Before
Exactly.
the whole foreplay thing and everything, they know how they touch it. Say they be awesome, they be fortune kaka, they be fortune kaka. It's no, but
Exactly.
you know who say, ama, and then they ask about baha. You know, it's just an alarm for you.
High soft.
It's just an alarm for you to know that, hey, kwekusi,
There's something wrong.
So
Maybe it's not even the lump that you feel, but like you were mentioning, maybe there's a rash. There's something weird that is not normal. Because of course, you know you're good.
disclaimer, unless you are doing it in the dark. Now let's move on to the very hard one. Okay, I think I've asked your thoughts about breast cancer already. So they say breast cancer is caused by primarily your lifestyle choices. So if you are not on a proper diet and you don't exercise, you stand a chance of getting breast cancer. Maybe let me throw it to ID. Do you think this is true?
Senior cyclist.
I'm telling you.
Really? So if you exercise, I don't believe that.
That's what they are saying. But I don't even know how exercise is going to prevent you. It's just like saying
Or
exercise will prevent you from getting AIDS. It's like ubenya.
lifestyle could also be maybe,
Not checking regularly, Anna.
or maybe someone who smokes to someone who doesn't smoke. And so recently, I even heard about that those who take shisha stand a higher chance of getting
cancer.
cancer as compared to cigarettes. So I don't think so. I don't believe that.
Okay, so those who are hitting the and saying gym instructors, hey, please come and enroll me. Okay, I want to join. Unya say yes, breast cancer. No, I question gym. Please, that is not the hospital. So don't run away thinking the gym is going to solve it all. Okay, so Scorpion, let me ask: is it true that all types of breast cancer are the same and they have the same signs?
Hey, I know that's going to be really, really difficult to answer because I'm not a medical personnel. But I think from what I've learned, from what I've heard, it's more about it's cancer. There are different variations. So maybe the symptoms might be different. But the breast cancer is the same, of course. The variations come in with the if it's painful, if the lump is painful, if the lump is not painful. I saw an image that says the nipples get inverted. I also saw something. Yes, sometimes some people show those symptoms, like the instead of the nipple to be out, it goes in. Or then you feel the skin around the areola like a orange peel. And for some, they present different symptoms. For some, it's just one symptom. It brings the challenge. If you're not able to like regularly check and know that no, there's something new, then you might just miss. Because for some, the lump is not. For most people, it said the lump is not painful. So you feel the lump, you just assume that, oh, it's my regular breast lump, but then it is cancerous and you don't see any other signs. Then you think, say, I'm fine. And then that's what will take them to the late stage. Because in my mother-in-law's case, she never mentioned that she saw something like that. But what did she was complaining of her arm.
Is it that
As a pompobia bone.
okay? So is it that her mother had it and there's no?
I don't think there has been a history of breast cancer in the family. But for her, we found out in the late stage because all she was complaining of was her arm hurting, a boil. And apparently that was the late stage. It had spread to that part. So she couldn't even raise her hands. And by the time we realized it was
So they had to
at the
cut.
latter stage. Oh, no. She didn't even get to that point. It wasn't going to
Was
be.
she old?
Not too old. Maybe in her 60s, late 60s, 70s.
From what you said takes us to my point where I would say, in fact, statistically, it says 80% of women who are diagnosed of breast cancer have no family history. So we'll come back to your story where you're saying, that's why I asked the question, is it that your grandma had a history? That means there was nothing recorded, maybe her great, you know, a certain time I'm about degi ako back, but you ever question grave now I can't cast any say now will be or her, but it's just funny how there's no trace, but she could have it. Is it that when she was getting to her peak, so when I say her peak, around 50s, when she was hitting her menopause, maybe her diet changed, something about her changed?
But I think it still comes back to, if you get it, you get it. There's no criteria like, oh, maybe I'm athletic, I'm this. Because even cancer chooses who.
Yeah, it's a breast cancer.
Because I don't think there's a specific criteria that you say, okay, the only thing we know is, okay, women, even when they said it's from 40 years and above, now they are saying they are younger people. I heard about somebody who recently died, 29 years.
Wow.
Undo 40. But she got breast cancer and she didn't know until the late stage. So we just have to be mindful.
You know, is that tricky part where you were saying there? I realized why you were shocked, the inverted nipples. You know, there are people who naturally have inverted nipples. There are people who have protruding nipples. You get it. So at that point where these things are very common, I feel no maybe I'll be sure breast cancer and then breast cancer. Because the funny thing is, sometimes if it's not cold. October and it's free, I'm just wondering how much they are taking if you go and check if you have breast cancer. They're screening because it's only October that everybody's preaching. You're free, oh, buy one get one free. You know, October, oh, pass by free. Bring your parents, bring your mother, bring your sister. That's what we call on all our female people in our family. So until then, when it's not so, am I supposed to wait till October? That means a buobi will. That's why people will not want to do it and want to wait for the free time. Now akoye, and knowing you very well, you know that your nipples are already inverted into. Am I supposed to panic and rush to the hospital and say, hey doctor, maybe the science need to say inverted a nipple, so my nipples are already inverted. Maybe I don't know. So you know, sometimes I feel when these signs are being preached, it rather puts fear into you. Like I said, maybe naturally your nipples are inverted. Now, say, oh, mine started with an inverted nipple. When I say, hey, I'm at risk. Like, what do you think? Do you think preaching? Yeah, it's fine. We talk about the whole breast cancer thing, but do you think some of the signs that you need to see, maybe they have to tone down a bit, and they can also emphasize on the fact that some are normal. But you don't get them saying that. What do you think? We are not professionals, though, but we are saying it from our point of view.
I think we should first, look out for, medical centers who are into this rather than stay at home. And as you are saying, you know, there's this thing that's moms and dads, when they sit in buses and people preach, oh, this medicine can cure this, can cure that. Quickly, man, they will buy it.
Those people are the best marketers in the world.
They will come and implement it on you at home. I'm like, oh, kweku, ready on normal, yes, then we'll be drinking all sort of concoctions.
Any herbs, no?
Man. So I think looking out for medical centers around your area, and at least see a professional who can help you rather than stay at home and read just a portion of the story and use that as the basis of saying that maybe you are seeing some symptoms or not. I think that will help.
And I think to add to it, you know, apart from all the preaching about the science, there's also self-examination. I know that sometimes it feels weird to think, say, every month or every week, I should check out my breast and all of that. But when you do that often, you get used to how your breast feels. So when you see something new, immediately, sometimes it triggers fear, yes. But at the same time, you can also bring it up early to maybe a medical personnel you trust. And then they can advise you on what to do next. Because if you don't say anything, then you're just putting yourself at more risk if it is actually something to be worried about. And, you know, from a mother's point of view, when you are the whole journey of pregnancy into giving birth, there are changes that happen in your body. So sometimes even those changes can be confusing to you. But if it is something that you do regularly, when now you feel something different, when you ask, say, oh, maybe it's because of the pregnancy journey, or maybe, oh, you've just stopped breastfeeding. So this is what. But if you're not checking yourself, and anything can happen, you don't even realize that something is. And then the whole preaching about, oh, allow your men to be touching so that they know they are used to it. When there's something, I'm sure YD will be able to tell you there's something different.
Get to that part. but sometimes when you see these things, I don't know, but for me, I don't think the best person to tell is your mom. Moms freak out very easily. Assuming your mom knows about all the inverted nipples and all that. And you go, Mommy, Anna, Mama, and then me share my breast, no. The way your mother will just scream, hey, Jesus name. And then when your breast cancer, that whole panic alone will make you think like, because before the whole preaching of breast cancer gospel, everybody thought, hey, when you have breast cancer, Tom, you are dying, that's your death sentence. But at least now we get to realize that you go for checkups and all that and you get to see. But I think we shouldn't just end breast cancer we shouldn't just preach about breast cancer just in November.
In October.
In October. You're quiet than normal people were. It's like school. If it's for a year after school, we are done. We are not taking our books again. We won't learn again. We don't take anything again. You're real school, I was here some. That's it. But I think when we do it, it's something that we do it often. When we make it a habit that we don't just talk about breast cancer in October. It's all year round. So probably yes, more emphasis will be given in October. But the rest of the year, each and every time, they should be moving and be telling people that, hey, in October,
but who's the day that you're
the day all of us. Maybe the medical people too should also hit the town. You only get to see their faces in October. Then they'll be wearing their pink lip gloss, pink panties, pink bra, and they are preaching pink everywhere. But should we always end it in October? I think we are like learning in school. It has to be an everyday and continuous process. I don't know your thoughts. Maybe I can start with Mina. That's my thoughts.
I think just like we learn in school about the cycle, the menstrual cycle, and all of that. Some of these things can be included in some of our curriculums, and then maybe in the workplace as well. We can make it a point to have maybe discussions on women health talk exactly once a month, because I think in our space, because we see a lot of things as taboo. Even talking about some of these things I remember we were trying to do a post on Free the Tatas, and it was an issue. Hey, I didn't say Tata to who, but then it's all about how we make it a topic that is easy for people to talk about. Because then if it's always about the fear part, it's about people are afraid to talk about it. People want to hide. People want to wait till everybody's talking about it before they do. But if we make it like a culture internally, I think it will help.
Why did you let me hear your thoughts about that too?
I think that will also help. Just adding to Mina, because if we are going to wait till October that's a whole lot. A lot could happen within this time frame. So if we want to really help this breast cancer, fighting breast cancer, then it shouldn't be just in October. It should be, throughout the year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we are here talking about breast cancer, women. We are forgetting that men also have breast cancer. I think
But that's
it happened. So I think there was a man Timothy we interviewed. He has his breast, two of them cut off. He asked me, "I wondering breast bang." They also the same lump that we have in our breast, but ours grows. Yours, I'm sure, maybe God designed it that will grow to some small parts, but ours, all his breast is cut off. He doesn't have nipple.
I have a guy who has been to the gym for more than 5 years.
He has breast cancer.
He has nothing there. It's total, it's bones.
So he had breast cancer.
He doesn't have breast cancer.
But it's flat.
So how was such a person even get the breast cancer?
That's the shocking aspect.
But you see, it's a cancer. It's not about
it doesn't know
the
male and female.
The presence of breast even or breast tissue. Do you get it? It's a cancer. So let's think about it like, okay, you got a cancer in that region. If you think about it that way, it will make more sense. If you think about breast cancer, you're thinking, okay, he doesn't have breast. Why is he getting breast?
But the mere fact that he has breast tissue.
Exactly. Yeah. The tissue is there. And then there's if the cancer affects that side, then you know that there's a specific...
Because we started with lumps and all that. Can we have breast cancer without a lump?
Oh yeah,
So-
I think the lamp is one of them.
The lamp helps you know that there's something growing. But sometimes maybe it hasn't gotten to that stage where you can feel it. But it will show you other signs. There's the discharge, there's
I mean, that one, the extreme cases, discharge, the
oh, actually it's commoner than you think.
discharge.
Yes.
Eh.
It's commoner than you
I mean,
think.
it's guys, you
No,
have
it's
to
not,
allow.
it's not like I know, right? I know. So maybe if we look at it that way, that it's not just about having enough breasts, because I'm sure someone will say, oh, then this one is the guys who have a lot of breasts that can get breast cancer. But it's not, it's not about that. It's not about that. I think it still boils down to touching, because the lamp is one of the prominent things that will let you know.
I think sorry to come in, but I think for the guys, even if you are a woman and you touch your husband or your it will be very difficult, yes, because they don't really have anything like Seth is trying to say, right? But I think maybe there should be something you should look out for from the guy. I don't know if the guys also be getting the discharge. Maybe we'll try and maybe get the man who had breast cancer to come on our shows one time to talk about his experience and everything, because I really want to know how he got the signs started. Yes, for the women at least we know some discharges.
No, but I think it's in both ways.
Maybe it
So
happened, okay.
all the symptoms, and it doesn't matter whether you're the guy or you're a lady. If the symptoms will show, they will show. So once you are checking, maybe he felt some rough patches somewhere and he was thinking, oh, where the area, where be many rash be or something, and that's what makes it scary.
Okay, so at this point, I want to throw it out to our audience. We want to know, please let us know some of the signs, guys, for the guys when it comes to breast cancer. We are very curious to know, even the gentleman in the studio does not really know. And we the ladies too, we are just familiar with whatever we are saying. So we want to throw it out there to our audience too. I think we have someone on the line. Please confirm for me if someone is trying to call us. Hello, Michael, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, you are welcome to Stay Relevant Podcasts, and today's discussion is about breast cancer. So, Michael, we want to hear from you. What are some of the signs that shows for men when it comes to breast cancer? Can you share some knowledge about that? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, Michael, I want you to share some of the signs that guys have when it comes to breast cancer. So we dissected about women, the signs that shows that you have to go for early checkup and all that. So we want to know for the guys, what are some of the signs we should look out for when it comes to testing of breast cancer?
Right, so I think when it comes to breast cancer pertaining to guys, the signs are kind of similar to what women experience.
Oh, really?
Yes, but basically for men,
Okay.
I think I have a colleague who started exhibiting signs of breast cancer, and he started with he experienced whitish fluid coming out from
You see?
his nipple.
Exactly what we were saying.
Okay.
But Mike, your colleague, was he? I mean, in terms of stature, can you give us a description? Yeah.
Yes, he was a very tall gentleman with huge boobs. Sometimes they called him Obabisia.
So then the size matter.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that was some of the signs he experienced when his symptoms started.
Okay, so did he get his breast being cut off?
No, so I think he was diagnosed earlier. So I think they were able to help him with drugs.
So with him, it was just the discharge, right?
Yes, it was just the discharge.
Oh, okay.
How was he coping? I mean, because a guy walking in town with
This
No, why are you making it look like that? When you're walking, the discharge is coming. I doubt it's going to be like that, but I'm sure once in a while you see it coming out, but not like breast
like
milk. No, it's not like
I'm
breast
thinking.
milk. Probably it's not like breast milk. Maybe once in a while you see it. It's unusual. It's not like the way breast milk comes like out like.
But Mike, did he deal with any stigma? Speaking about it, why is answering kakra?
So I think when it started, I mean, for him, he took it very lightly. He didn't pay much attention to it till I think someone asked him to get his breast screened.
Wow.
That's when we realized yes, it was symptoms of breast cancer.
Wow.
Please, can you tell us his age range? Maybe it will be of help.
Okay, I think he was between at that time was between 28
Wow.
and 30. Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, 40
wow.
plus na shiegu.
Wow. Wow. This is very interesting. Okay. Okay. But Michael, do you have any question you want to ask?
Yes. Yes. I actually have a question
Okay.
for Seth.
Okay.
You know, there's this notion that I mean, when a guy sucks the breast of the girlfriend or the wife, it can reduce the risk of breast cancer.
Okay.
So I wanted to find out how true that myth is. Is there any truth in that?
Okay, Seth, this is for you. Okay, he will answer you, but before you do that, thank you so much, Michael. I think you have to listen in. Michael, Seth will answer your question for you. Thank you so much. Thank you for
All right,
calling.
thank you too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, this is for you.
Man, this question is a setup question.
Considering the fact that you just got married.
No. I mean, let's be serious. You ladies here, are you saying if a guy sucks your breast, it's except you are telling me the guy is able to detect, so then you man, how do you know?
No, there are guys who are very particular. I actually had a guy who was very particular about your body. Okay, there are guys who pay so much particular attention to your body. When you're about to do your whatever till the whatever happens, and you go naked in front of them, they're able to spot that, hey, today there's something weird about your body.
There are guys, I don't know for you, but okay. I mean, you can have people who, just turn off the lights once you enter the room.
Wow.
Well, there's that as well.
But there are some who can also see through those darkness. But they know. So then ask yourself, how do blind men do what they do? They are blind, but yet they know where nipples are. Yes, you'll be shocked. So ask yourself, how do blind men do what they do? They are blind.
Okay.
They cannot. Hello, is anyone on the line? Hello. Please, who am I speaking to?
Hi, good evening. My name is Eunice.
Okay, Eunice. Welcome to Stay Relevant Podcast. Please, do you want to ask a question?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Please go ahead.
This is just a curious thought, though.
Okay.
If someone already been through breast cancer, does that mean they get out of cancer-free card? Does that mean they are not prone to the disease anymore, or is there any way they can still get breast cancer?
Okay, I think I will throw it to Mina to answer that. Thank you so much. I think maybe you can listen in. Thank you so much for calling, so that we don't keep those on the line waiting for so much. So please listen in. I'll get Mina to answer your question for you, and then we can add our contributions. Thank you so much.
All right.
Ernest. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mina, this is to you. She's saying, if you have been diagnosed with breast cancer, is there a possibility that you get it again?
Well, I'm not a professional. I'm just basing off of experience and from what I've heard. I think cancer is cancer. And for most people, when it comes, there's a higher chance of it returning. So I think I heard from a survivor that they thought that was it. In fact, when they went to check, it wasn't anything that was malignant. So they didn't see it as a cancerous lump or anything. But then later, it became an issue. Yeah. And even after taking the lump out, the cancerous lump out, the person had to be on medication for some time because they needed to make sure that all the cancer cells were dead. And cancer can hide. Well, from other cancers I've heard, not even just about breast cancer. So the fact that you have survived breast cancer doesn't mean that there's never going to be an opportunity to get it again, or even any other cancer again.
Is it even after it's cut off totally?
Yes, because then they go through the treatment levels are different. There is radiation, there is the medicine, the hormonal medicines that they take and all of that. And even aside that, like once now you think that you are free and then maybe you stop taking the medication or you are off the medication, it can always pop up again. It could be that there was a cell somewhere hiding that wasn't captured by the radiotherapy or whatever therapy that they were doing.
I think let me just narrow it to this. Eunice, if you are still listening, so it's just like women when we are treating pimples on our faces, right? We go and buy all the serums and whatever. Now name it. We have a lot of facial cleansers and all that. You will use it, you will go thinking you are free. But trust me, maybe you are that type that will break out when it's that time of the month.
Exactly.
So it's just like cancer. You will think you've solved it, or you think you say what's cementing or cry, what killing or. You wake up in the morning and there's a point here. Sometimes it may be out of stress. You have some point here. That is like cancer. Okay, so you think, oh, wait, am I killing? I've got the best drug. I have taken it off my cat breast, and I'm safe. But trust me, it will go somewhere else.
And the breast tattoo, remember?
Exactly.
So assuming they find one and then they clear it, they didn't find anything in the other breast. It could be that it's even hiding.
But could it resurface even after both have been, totally taken off?
I'm not a professional. This one we have to find out.
I think we have to find. Maybe in the next episode, I'll bring an expert here and maybe a survivor.
Definitely.
Then they can also.
I also heard about, there's this thing, our mothers, when you're charging your phone, they'll tell you don't put it close to your head. Radiation.
So I think I heard
if you
that.
put your phone close to your breast,
So I think I
breast
heard
cancer.
that. Yes, it's there. Those things were just it's not to scare us. There's a possibility of it causing it, but it's not that high. But they were just protecting us. So you can sleep and then it will blow. So it's just it's not like your breast will blow. But you're not going to me blow. It's electricity, right? You can die. So when they try and say that, in fact, when they say that, it's just like they used to tell us that we don't sweep in the evening. It's not because of anything. Why would you even want to sweep in? They will
what
say
if, let's say, you are used to putting your phone in your breast pocket? The radiations from the phone, can it cause breast cancer?
So what I found out was there is some level of radiation, but it's not that high to put you at a high risk of breast cancer. I hear, rather, it was those old phones, the 3310s, that had a lot of radiation. But the current phones don't possess as much. And what they used to say is, you watch how much radiation you're exposing yourself to in terms of X-rays. Those ones even carry more radiation than the phone.
The conversation is getting interesting. We are forgetting we are running out of time. So maybe our last few words. Then maybe I'll call you guys again to my next episode to come and sit together with the experts and the survivors. And then I think that one is going to be like, maybe we'll give ourselves like the whole day because exactly. So please, your last few words and then we can call it a day. So maybe we start from the gentleman. Now, gentleman first. So wrap it up for us.
All I'll say is, breast cancer is real. So, let's
coming from a guy.
It's very real. Let's try and, visit the hospital regularly and do our checks. Let's not take it for granted. For the guys, I know, your guys go laugh at you, but man, Charlie, you're for man up. Yeah.
Okay, so Scorpion.
Well, I think that we should forget about the whole taboo thing about breasts. And then, like we said, no one should go through this alone. It's true. It's not everybody that will be supportive. But when we see something, if we don't talk about it, we can't be helped. And so, in as much as we are trying to not be stigmatized, we should make it a point to speak out when we see something different. So that's
and I think I would also add on to that. I know guys don't really stand in the mirror to look at, to check their body. I'm sure when you do that, they will begin to see like, but maybe once a while. As for we ladies, we always look at our body in the mirror every time. But yet we still forget the fact that we need to be checking some parts, and we leave it to the guys to be rather telling us. So please, when you stand in your mirror to say all those affirmations, I am bold, I am beautiful, I am whatever, please be checking. Please be checking. The guys too, please be checking. And please, to wrap up, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. Enterprise Computing Limited on Instagram, Enterprise Computing Limited on Facebook, Enterprise Computing Limited on YouTube, Enterprise Computing Limited on Twitter. Or X. Sorry. I beg your pardon. So the show still remains Stay Relevant Podcast. We'll see you same time on our next episode. Maybe another one, another interesting topic. Or maybe we'll delve back again into breast cancer, even though it's not October, because we are promising you it's going to be a year-round discussion on breast cancer, and then we promise you that our panelist next time is going to blow your mind.
Shaggy.
Thank you so much, YD Scorpion, aka Odogu. I salute you, sir. Also, Wilhelmina, Scorpion. I hope you put down all the big words because today vocabulary in Esun. Thank you, mom. Thank you, my production team. Thank you, everyone. It's a wrap. Peace out. Bye.
Peace out. Stay relevant.
Bye.